Countries entering Afghanistan versus countries trying to leave Afghanistan. Easy to get in, really hard to get out. This country is kind of like the Vietnam for everyone. Like, there's a surprising amount of places that have a horror story somewhere with them in there. No, you barbarians don't know how to treat a lady. We allowed women to run businesses, own land, and even file for a divorce if they wanted. Based Vikings coming in. Wasn't expecting that one today. That's probably why they were pulling all the ladies back in the British Isles. Japan being one of the only nations in the East to deflect the Mongolians, the weather being the one deflecting them, not their military. Yeah, Japan tries to not show the full story, they just try to frame it up nice for the picture. They're out here trying to flex on everyone else like, well, we defeated the Mongols with the help of 2 typhoons. This dude's saying, don't fight if you can't win, LMAO. Human society, thousands of years later. Oh my god, he's so smart. I remember that was only one of many great things he said. Let's also not forget yeet or be yeeted, Joe Mama, and finally, of course, don't cross the streams, bros. That's very important. I wish I didn't find this out only a couple days ago. Let's take a look at some IQ levels. We have, first of all, the genius level. Then we have average. And then all the way down here, we have people who call WW1 Germany no-no Germans, which is a perfect segue to say this guy has a World War I helmet on. It literally has nothing to do with the no-no Germans, but people are gonna be confused either way. I already know. Oh, and by the way, you can buy these down below if you want to check them out. Link in the description. This poop... I almost called him poop. This Pope seen over 20,000 Imperial soldiers enter Rome. 42 Swiss Guard making a last stand on the steps of St. Peter's Basilica. Is that what that is? To ensure the Pope escapes. I just imagine him like taking his shirt off and screaming in excitement as they're trying to rush him out of the castle. You already know he's probably looking something like this. High school kids during math class. In the hanging mass weighs 20 kilograms. What is the force on support AB? Yeah, that is literally me. I was about to say, I don't know what the hell I just read right now. Romans over 2,000 years ago. Time to build a 62-mile-long aqueduct, which can move 20,000 cubic meters of water a day to Rome from a faraway mountain without any trigonometry. You want kids to learn how to do some maths? This is what you do. Use a bunch of those high school kids to build a massive aqueduct. Mistakes will be made, but that's how they learn. I should have known as Britain watches American revolutionaries and France do some, well, they do some stuff. It's always them. The bloody French. That used to be me. Is that why Britain got so mad? Were they just jealous? We were an ex that moved on and they couldn't handle it. Say something smart, Kowalski. During WW2, a Great Dane named Juliana was awarded the Blue Cross Medal. She extinguished an incendiary bomb by peeing on it. Man, if I knew it was that easy to get a medal, I'd have like 300 by now. Put it in front of me, I'll pee on it. First half of Anne Frank. The world is a cruel and unjust place. There is no harmony in the universe. The only constant is suffering. Second half of Anne Frank. OMG, Peter! Hey, this was important for the character development. I don't know. I think I read this book in like 6th grade. This dude saying, for your help in securing Haitian independence, the Polish are now white of Europe. Poland, wait, what does that mean? Is this what I think it is? Take out the past, boys! Remember, Poland, with great power comes great responsibility. Never forget about Uncle Ben. Japanese pilot asking, how do I land? That's the neat part. You don't. Oh, cool. So we must use parachutes or something, right? Right? Germany says, I'll use flamethrowers on the French troops and mustard gas on the Russians. Bombing London and Paris is okay, but Americans using shotguns are inhumane. Ah, WW1 Germany, you're a funny guy. You draw cartoons about a corrupt politician. He offers you $100,000 to go away. You talk him up to $500,000 just so you can turn him down. Your cartoons help to get him tossed out of office and arrested. When he flees the country, he gets caught because a Spanish border guard recognized him from your cartoons. What is this story about? I've never heard of this man in my life, but I'm glad that's changed today. Tito after telling Stalin to stop sending assassins, otherwise he'd send one to Moscow and not have to send another. Again, Yugoslavia just being epic. Do we need any more evidence to bring it back? The Spaniards after seeing the indigenous peoples of America cultivating some weird-looking cereal plant. This is some serious gourmet shit. But I'm sure at the very beginning they just saw it everywhere and people kept offering it to them. You know the Spaniards are probably like, get that corn out of my face! Take part in 1912 Stockholm Olympics marathon. Collapses halfway through. Returns to Japan without telling race officials. Gets considered missing by Swedish authority for 50 years. Gets invited back to complete the marathon after the Swedish find out you're still alive. Completes 1912 marathon in a time of 54 years, 8 months, 6 days, 5 hours, and 32 minutes. Let's go! Never give up on your dreams, boys. Even if it is gonna take over 50 years. This has gotta be the longest Olympic race finish in history, right? You hear the Aztecs don't have firearms. They also don't have horses. They haven't even developed iron metallurgy yet. They have deadly sharp obsidian blade weapons like, that, which could decapitate a horse in a single stroke. Whoa. Okay, well, when you put it like that, that's a little terrifying. But not quite as terrifying as smallpox. The French, when the British kept making coalitions against them. Whoa, cool it with the language there, guys. The French to the British when the Germans started getting a bit too powerful. Oh, I'm sorry, I actually meant salute. Happy face. Please save us. The longest boxing match ever took place in 1893 between Andy and Jack. It lasted 110 rounds, which took over 7.5 hours before the referee called it a draw. Imagine going through all that time and it just being a draw. One guy had broken all of the bones in both his hands. This is basically both these boxers. I mean, I had no idea Randy Marsh in this episode was based off these guys. And to think Logan Paul could only make it a couple rounds, get on their level. Hey Japan, why do you always wear that mask? Kind, anime girls, good manners, and samurai. Oh, don't lift the mask. You don't want to see what's underneath that. A nation with a history of rapé, pillaging, and crimes as much as Europe. Yeah, let's just keep this thing on. Don't go searching for answers you're not prepared for, son. Don't take off Austria's mask either, or pretty much any country's mask. Just keep it all on. Europeans looking at Belgians oh no, not you. I definitely don't want to reveal Belgium's mask, that's for sure. Congo looking at the same thing, German atrocities. Oh no. I never thought about this. I hope that is not true, but something tells me it could be. I could see this being a thing if you know how bad the Congo is treated. American colonists, we're fighting for our independence. France, cool, good luck. Colonists, it's against the British. And that's all we had to say. Instantly shook on it. Normal people with the time machine, I must save the Library of Alexandria, while also girls meeting their granddaughter. But this one particular person with a time machine, Dad, quick, buy shares of Amazon. Let's be real. I mean, this is probably the best thing you could probably do. Or just keep a perfect memory of every single team that wins the Super Bowl, NBA Finals, whatever the baseball thing's called. Britain says, I'll invade Ireland. I'll make unjust laws and treat them like animals. I'll brutally put down any kind of rebellion. Wait, why don't the Irish like me? Oh no, they just don't understand. But they will when they go to start their car tomorrow. The USSR saying, no, you can't just preserve Stalinist policies, build boom boom weapons, invade Tibet, be hawkish with the US, and go to war with India. Mao being like, haha, I'm old, so I'm right. Yeah, Mao was just gonna kind of do whatever Mao wanted. England pointing a finger at Scotland and them doing it right back. Anywhere not on that island though. Yeah, you know what? Frick that guy instead. Yeah, man, yeah. It's kind of weird that they would always find a neutral enemy. If it wasn't for America, France would be speaking German today. If it wasn't for France, America wouldn't even exist today. And if it wasn't for these animals, we wouldn't have to pay taxes. It's a vicious cycle. It has no end. Here, I made this for you, Portugal giving to the British. Oh, what is it? Portugal's national anthem. Against the Britons, we march, we march. Why you do this? Frick you. That's why. This is really weird because the Portuguese and British have, I think, the longest alliance in history. Something like century-long friendship. But apparently the relationship's still a little rocky at times. Indians, we're tired of being occupied by a foreign power, while Great Britain responds with the only way they know how. This is their response to a lot of things, actually. Glasses, invented in 1285. People in 1286. Randomly bifocals just entering on their nose. Is this true? It was really started in 1286? Yeah, somewhere in Italy in the 13th century. That's crazy. And man, did that make people real attractive. POV, you attended a Canadian Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna move on. Borneo, the rats are everywhere. What are we gonna do? The RFA, we got this. Send in the paratroopers. Imagine an animal D-Day for some reason is pretty cool to me. Luxembourg sending 44 troops to Korea while they all sit around 600 South Koreans, 8,000 Canadians, 14,000 Brits. There's even 5,000 Turks there. Well, thanks for trying, Luxembourg, I guess. It's like the kid in the group project that barely did any work, but they're gonna get the same grade as the kid that did all the stuff. Therapist, and what do we say when something is wrong? Ireland, it's Britain's fault. Therapist, no. What have you learned? Have you learned anything over the course of the last 52 weeks with me? Babe, are you alright? You didn't even use the Panzer Kampfwagen 6 Tiger Svala 180 grill I bought for you. What an ungrateful wench. That's the first time I've used that word in my life. The British are leaving your country. British colony smiles. The British are leaving your country. British colonies not smile. Wait, I don't get this. I guess this is just referring to you still have problems when they leave. Sometimes there can be a lot of chaos. When you and two guys are alone in a Jeep and you saw a Panzer Corps 15,000 men strong, you asked them to surrender and they did. I wasn't expecting that, but okay. Poland and Korea both shaking hands as continental punching bags. Korea really is the Poland of Asia, except Japan replaces Russia and China replaces Germany. So sad. The Australian army with 500,000 rounds of ammunition. Emus come to the wrong neighborhood, and to this day, we still haven't found their kryptonite just yet. USA, after dropping 7.5 billion tons of boom boom devices that sent Vietnam back to the Stone Age. How are you not dead? I have no idea. Oh, some crazy willpower right there. Steven Spielberg, after making a $1 profit from his first film in 1964. Money. I'm also imagining Steven Spielberg probably loved to lick that $1 bill too. He did all sorts of things with it. American car designers in 1930. The country is currently in an economic downturn. Let's make our cars as aerodynamic as possible to cut down on gasoline consumption. American car designers in the 50s and 60s. We gonna make a spaceship. I know, but you gotta admit, these spaceships were pretty cool. I mean, come on. Why can't we have a spaceship in 2021? Let's bring these things back. Pay like $250 at the gas pump every week. Trotsky saying, how do I become leader of the Soviet Union? Stalin responds with the only way he knows how. You don't. But you know what you do get? An ice pick to the head. And thank you to the patrons of June. Drew's Argentinian grandpa. I'm bout a nut. AryanAfterHours. Sussy Imposter does a little trolling. Zeffi. Poppy Drew Woo. Stormtrooper 501. Patrick C. Many 74. LuxembourgLover. Aaron F. Anthony G. Call of Tortoise. Dalton D. Elijah Senpai. EpiNick. Full Send. Kaylee K. And M203 BrushEm. Thank you.